What's going on, guys? It's Sacred Eagle, and today I'm going to be talking about the NFC East. But before I get into that, I just want to announce that in April, probably around like April 10th-ish, you can expect a mock draft kind of video from me. People have been asking me to do it for the past couple of weeks now. I've been putting it off because I've been really busy with schoolwork, extracurricular activities, I'm sorry for stuttering, and stuff like that. And it's just going to get busier as in the first week and a half of April, so I'm really just going to focus April 10th and on to the draft because that's when we really get to hype it up and stuff. So stay tuned around there. I'm going to be working on this mock draft video for a while, so you can expect that in mid-April, hopefully not too late. My spring break actually is really late. It's like April like 14th-ish, so you can expect it before that, guaranteed. But this video is going to be a little different. I've done a video like this before, where I talk about the NFC East, but we're going to talk about, where they stand right now. Who's number one, best chance of winning the division, who's at number 4, least likely to win the division. We're going to start off at number 3. I'm starting it off at number 3 because I want to get this team out of the way, and that's the Washington Redskins. Now, they won the division back in, 2015, correct? Yes. They won the division, a crappy division, at the record of 9-7. Then they had the Eagles, 7-9, Giants, 6-10, and the Dallas Cowboys, 4-12. 2016 was completely different, and we expected the Redskins and the Eagles, or not necessarily the Eagles, the Redskins and the Giants to be the two battling it out for that number 1 spot in the division. But things were crazy. No one expected the Eagles to go 3-0 to start off their year before hitting a very early bye week, excuse me. No one expected the Dallas Cowboys to go on an 11-1 run until they met up with the Giants the second time and lost to them again. Ended up 13-3, had a really great season. That's the Dallas Cowboys. Washington Redskins had a tie, and they went 8-7-1. Inconsistent year. The Giants shocked everybody by going 11-5, making a wild card spot and showing off how talented their offense is under offensive mastermind Ben McAdoo as head coach. And then the Philadelphia Eagles. We didn't expect them to have any kind of success at all in 2016. Carson Wentz is coming in 8 days prior, learning that he's the starter after a Sam Bradford trade just a week prior to week 1, which is crazy how that ended up, and he had a lot of success in his rookie year. This year's going to be different totally, but Washington, the moves that they've made mainly aren't moves that they've made. They're moves that other people have made. Deshaun Jackson walked and went to Tampa Bay. Pierre Garçon walked and went to San Francisco. You have 2 of your best wide receivers right there leaving your team, and then you pick up Terrell Pryor and you lock down Kirk Cousins because he wanted to. Well, he didn't want to, but there were rumors that he was most likely going to go to San Francisco if the Redskins did not franchise tag him or get some kind of deal with him. In the end, he got picked up by the Redskins. He's staying there in Washington. It helps them out to have Kirk Cousins there. Terrell Pryor really clears the hole that Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon left in that wide receiver corps. So I would not rule them out at all. I still think that they have a shot at a playoff berth in 2017. It's going to be crazy, though. We really need to see what happens after the draft and then get into, freaking August. August, think about it. It's almost April. It's almost here. It's crazy. Football season, yeah, it ended 2 months ago. It ended a month ago, but it's going to go by quick. The offseason is going to go by quick, and we're going to be right back into it in 2017, which is going to be crazy. I can't wait for it. But Washington, in the end, they're a pretty solid team, missing a few key components on defense. Offense, they're pretty solid, so I wouldn't rule them out at all, but I'm putting them at number 3 because I don't necessarily see them, beating out the 2 teams on top. Well, then again, I kind of have a tie between 3 and 4, so that 3 and 4, very close, so we're going to move on to number 2. Number 2 is in fact, the Dallas Cowboys. I put the Dallas Cowboys in number 2 because you saw how effective they were with rookie Dak Prescott and rookie Ezekiel Elliott. I don't see them having the same exact success that they had last year, mostly because they have lost. Who did they lose? They lost Brendan Carr and another corner. I can't remember his name. Tell me in the comments if you know what his name is. I'm having a complete brain fart right now, but Brandon Carr and somebody else that I cannot remember. One went to the Ravens, one went to the Jets. I cannot remember the other guy's name. Tell me in the comments if you know, and if you do, thank you. But they lost 2 of their star corners, and that's a big blow because their defense was pretty solid last year. Losing your 2 corners like that, it's just not, it doesn't say anything good about your team at all. They got Nolan Carroll. Sure, he's a good, he's an okay corner. Sure, I made a big fuss over him leaving, mainly because he went to Dallas. That was the only reason why that video got so much publicity, is because he went to Dallas. That's the only reason why. No one cares about Nolan Carroll. I don't care. I wish him the best of luck, but still, I don't care. That defense is very weak at the secondary spots. Their safeties, okay, they might be okay. Orlando, I'm sorry, I'm losing my words, but the Cowboys cannot rely on their offense that much. They cannot rely on people like Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott after the season that they had, because people are going to start catching on. It's just like what happened with Chip Kelly and the Eagles. People are going to start catching on, and sooner or later, you're going to start failing. And with that defense right now looking as weak as it does, the Eagles can have a field day on them. The Giants, the Giants, and I'm not even on the Giants yet. The Redskins, Terrell Pryor, the Buccaneers, Deshaun Jackson, all these wide receivers can go off on that secondary because it's a weak spot for the Dallas Cowboys, and we can most likely guarantee that they are going to focus on their secondary in the draft just like the Eagles are. So it's going to be really competitive to see who gets drafted at those positions. Number 1, I'll save for later. Number 4, tied with Redskins. Like, they're both 3, 4. They're both like right there. It's a tie for 3 and 4. Philadelphia Eagles. I'll put them at 3, not just because they're my favorite team, but I think that they are better than the Redskins right now. Hopefully I'm right. The Eagles have had a really successful offseason. You guys know this. If you follow me on this channel, you understand. If you follow the Eagles anywhere, you'll understand. They have picked up Alshon Jeffrey, and they picked up Torrey Smith. They are going to soon hopefully cut Ryan Matthews and pick up somebody in the free agency or draft at that running back position that can help Carson Wentz and this offense be completely solidified at every position. The only position that has a hole in it, it is running back, because Ryan Matthews is not healthy enough to be a starting running back. Darren Sproles, we know he's not a 3-down back. Wendell Smallwood, he can come in sometimes, make some good plays, come back out, get a break. You know how he did it last year. That's how successful those two can be. We need somebody that can really be a 3-down running back. And that's something that we haven't had since LaShawn McCoy, Brian Westbrook. We haven't had somebody like that in a long time. That's what the draft is going to do for us. Hopefully we can get somebody like Joe Mixon, that Dalvin Cook. You guys have seen me talk about these two for the past week now. Even getting someone like Jamal Charles would help us out a lot. But in the end, offensively, the Eagles look really strong. Carson Wentz could have a field day on so many of these teams that he's going to play. Dallas Cowboys specifically, because of that weak secondary. I feel he will have a lot of success with the weapons that he has now. Defensively, I've talked about this as well. Corners need to be looked at and evaluated in this offseason. After losing both Leotis McKelvin, Nolan Carroll, you have Jalen Mills and Ron Brooks, your number 1 and number 2. Jalen Watkins, your number 3. Your safeties are completely fine. You know, there's no need to change anything up there. Rodney McLeod, Malcolm Jenkins, they were completely fine last year. I enjoyed what they did. They did really well at their positions last year. We lost a pass rusher in Connor Barwin. We lost a pass rusher. Who was it? Benny Logan. We lost Benny Logan to the Kansas City Chiefs. So those are 2 areas of concern, kind of. The front seven that the Eagles have right now is really solid. If we let go of Michael Kendricks, if we don't, it's fine. You know, in the end, I feel like he is solid enough at that one position. Jordan Hicks, he's a true leader at that position in the front seven, and Malcolm Jenkins is your leader in the secondary. So in the end, defensively, you're not terrible. This team honestly looks really good when you really look at it, and we have the best special teams in the league. We've had the best special teams since 2013. It has not changed at all. So you know what? The Eagles, honestly, they're at 3, moving up to 2. The only reason why I don't have them at 2 and tied with the Redskins at 3/4 is because they need to prove themselves. The Cowboys, they proved themselves. The Redskins, they just looked really shaken after what happened in the free agency. They did not look good until they managed to get Terrell Pryor and lock down Kirk Cousins. Number 1, you guys can already know it. It's the New York Football Giants. And I say this because Odell Beckham plus Brandon Marshall plus their quarterback Eli Manning, that's kind of scary. But in the end, offensively, we already know that the Redskins, or the Giants, they are going to be scary, but they are one-dimensional. They don't have a running back that's actually capable of making big-time plays. I believe that they let go of their running back. I can't remember his name either. If they let go of their running back, tell me in the comments. I'm not sure if they did. I can't remember. But they don't have that great of a rushing attack. They don't have that on their offense. Defensively, you saw a vast improvement in their defense last year. It really shocked me. The start of the season, they didn't look too good. They kind of resembled the 2015 Giants defense that I saw. But then you kind of saw them come together and they looked really good. Nothing has really changed on that defense. They locked down JPP, so in the end, the Giants look really good in our division. This can easily change, though. This entire division is going to be the most competitive division in the league. Once again, last year, it was the most competitive. If you look at the records, 7-9, 8-7-1, 11-5, 13-3, no one is out of their range in the end. Yes, the Eagles are 7-9, but 7-9 to 13-3, 6 games. You look at other divisions, 14-2, and then at the very bottom, 4-12. That's the NFC East. Like, that's terrible. That's a terrible comparison in the end. All those teams in the NFC East will always have a shot at beating each other out for the division title, for the wild card spots, whatever. This is going to be a really great year for football. For any team in the NFC East, you are going to look at a very entertaining season. And I cannot wait to play the Redskins, the Giants, the Cowboys. Can't wait for this season. It's going to be a hell of a time. So tell me in the comments down below what you guys think about the NFC East. Where would you rank them? So far, if you were a little bit confused at how I did it, Giants, Cowboys, Redskins, and Eagles tied for 3 and 4. They're both going up and down because every single team in this division has the ability to make a playoff spot and to prove themselves. That's what the Eagles need to do. The Redskins, same exact thing. Giants and Cowboys trying to get back into the playoffs. So yes, tell me in the comments what you guys think. Where would you guys rank these 4 teams? What moves do you think any of these teams should make? And I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you all later. Fly Eagles fly. Peace out, guys.